When you think about recording your family's history, sometimes it can feel intimidating. Maybe you feel like you're not a good writer, maybe you don't know what stories to tell. But really, it doesn't have to be complicated. I found a few years ago a simple way to get everyone in the whole family engaged in recording their family stories in a super accessible way. That's through games and fun activities. It all started when we were doing a Thanksgiving game, sharing memories that we had with each other. We wrote down favorite memories that we were grateful for, put them in a bowl, and then we took turns pulling one out and trying to guess whose memory that was. Then that person enjoyed telling the story a little bit more. And I happen to have a video camera out, and I'm so glad that I recorded that because that has become one of my favorite family history treasures. I love going back and watching that video over and over again to see what they loved, and plus, now years later, I love seeing how they've grown and what mattered to them most at that time. To be able to see them growing over the years because now we've repeated the same activity. Just such a great way to get those family stories that probably we wouldn't have captured without having flipped on that video that day. So sometimes it can be just as simple as turning on that video or audio recorder when you're sharing stories. And there's so many other fun ways that you can get those stories through games and activities that don't have to be complicated. One of the first ones that we love to do is when we play board games, instead of taking turns in a circle, you can just have the person who just had their turn ask a question about themselves. Maybe what's my favorite color? What's my favorite subject in school? What was my favorite activity that we've done as a family? And then whoever the first person is to answer correctly gets to take the next turn. It's so much fun. It keeps the game going in a super fast pace, but most importantly, it gets memories that we probably wouldn't have recorded otherwise. I mean, how often do we think to write down, what was my favorite thing to do starting my day on a Saturday morning? But questions like that come up when we play this board game trivia version of family history, and I love it. You can also use that idea of video or audio recording when you're traveling from one location to the next. Whether you're in the car or walking, use that time traveling between locations to share some family stories, and all you need to do is pick a theme. It could be a holiday theme, it could be a music theme, it could be a traditions theme. Just start with a theme each time you go somewhere, and then have everyone share stories related to that theme. Again, you'll get great stories that you probably wouldn't have thought to record in your family's history otherwise. But as everyone takes turns, it's really fun because one memory sparks another memory, and then that sparks another memory, and all of those are great family history moments to record. You can also think about how to change the games that you play often into family history moments. For instance, if you like to play charades, instead of just doing objects or phrases that you would normally do, think of a family story and have them act out a family memory and then see if you can guess that family memory. Or if you're used to playing a game where you draw an object and then you see who can be the first person to guess what object they're drawing, again, have them draw a family memory. Or maybe it's a family location that's important to you. Maybe it's something that defines who they are. All of these are super simple ways to take those games and activities that you're normally doing and have a family history twist. That video or audio recording will become a priceless treasure. I know it was for me, and I'm sure that it will be for you. So try one of these fun ideas, get creative, ask your family members what games do they like to see, and see if they have twists that help them record family stories. I know you'll have so many great ideas that come to mind, and the beauty of it all is we're recording family stories along the way. We don't have to worry if we're a good writer. We'll get those great stories, not just the big ones that define our life moments that are some of those milestones, but also those little details that define who we are and what it's like to live in our lives right now. I hope you enjoy these fun, simple ways to capture those family memories, also filled with lots of laughter and fun. And I know that you, just like I had with that video, will enjoy those priceless treasures in this easy and fun and accessible way of recording your family stories.